Silence can be deafening, a final note in a symphony that once played chaos. You left without a word, without a farewell, and that quiet departure is what haunts them the most. No fight, no declaration, no chance for redemption. Just the echo of what used to be, and the sudden, empty void left in your wake. There's something poetic about slipping away, vanishing into the shadows, leaving them grasping at memories, desperate for closure. The silence wraps around their throats like a vice, tighter and tighter, with every passing day. The absence was more powerful than any goodbye. There was no spectacle, no dramatic exit, only the unsettling realization that everything had shifted. One moment you were there, part of the world they took for granted. The next, you were gone, leaving behind only the memories that replay in their minds like a broken record. They cling to those fragments, reliving every conversation, every laugh, every unspoken promise, wondering if there was something they missed, something they could have changed. But the past is cold and unyielding, and now they're trapped in it. In the quiet, the questions begin to fester. The whys and hows twist like daggers, cutting into the comfortable lies they once told themselves. Did they push you too far? Or was it their indifference that drove you away? The ambiguity tortures them, gnaws at their peace of mind, and keeps them awake at night, searching for answers in the dark. Your absence is a ghost that refuses to leave, a reminder that some losses are permanent. Some exits leave no room for redemption. They were always loud, always brash, always certain that life revolved around them. The noise was a shield, a way to drown out any hint of vulnerability. But your quiet departure shattered that illusion, left them defenseless against the storm inside. Now, every whisper, every creak of the floorboards feels like an echo of your footsteps, a haunting rhythm that never quite fades. Their bravado is gone, replaced by an uneasy silence that hangs in the air, heavy and unrelenting. Guilt is a slow poison, one that seeps in through the cracks, unnoticed until it has taken root. Your silence planted seeds of doubt, and now they grow wild, unchecked. Every word left unsaid becomes a thorn, every missed opportunity a splinter under their skin. Regret blooms in places they never thought it could, an ache that won't be soothed, a wound that refuses to heal. They try to move on, try to shake it off, but the ghost of what was lost follows them everywhere. The past isn't content to stay buried. It rises at the worst moments, in dreams that turn into nightmares, in moments of quiet, when the world goes still. The echoes of your laughter, your voice, your presence linger like phantoms, dragging them back to what they've lost. They try to distract themselves, drown it out with noise, with chaos, but the silence always returns. And in that silence, they are forced to face the reality that you are gone, and there is no getting you back. Memories have a way of distorting, growing sharper with time, more vivid, more painful. The mind plays tricks, painting you in shades brighter than before, making them remember only the good, only the things that make the loss cut deeper. Your absence makes you larger than life, a force that can't be forgotten, a presence that grows even in its absence. You left quietly, but now you loom over everything, a shadow that refuses to fade, a ghost that holds them in its grip. Regret is a heavy burden, one that anchors them to the past, to moments they can't change. They replay every interaction, every choice, trying to find a way to shift the blame, to make sense of why you left. But there's no one to argue with, no one to convince. You took that power with you when you left. Now they're left arguing with themselves, caught in a loop that never ends, haunted by the realization that some consequences are permanent. They underestimated the power of leaving without a sound. They thought a quiet exit meant nothing, that you would be forgotten, just a name, just a story that would fade with time. But now, that quiet is what keeps them up at night. Your silence has become their nightmare, a relentless reminder that some losses change everything. It's a twist of fate they never saw coming, a wound they never expected to hurt so deeply. You left quietly, slipping away like a shadow in the dark, but the echo of your absence roars louder than any goodbye. They are haunted by what they've lost, the unanswered questions, the weight of regret they'll never escape. Your silence is louder than any words, a haunting melody that plays on repeat. Some people are drawn to light the way moths are drawn to flames. They come closer, fluttering around, craving warmth and brilliance, but they bring nothing of value. They drain, they consume, leaving shadows where there was once radiance. Your energy is precious, a force cultivated through your struggles, your triumphs, and your resilience. It is not a gift to be handed out freely to those who only seek to leech from it, to those who come with empty hands and empty hearts. To let the wrong people into your life is to invite decay, to let your light flicker and fade. The act of protecting your energy is not selfishness. It is survival. The world is full of those who do not understand boundaries, who take without thinking, without considering the impact on you. They siphon your peace, leaving you restless, burdened by weights you never agreed to carry. It is your responsibility to guard that peace, to shield the fire that keeps you moving forward. Letting just anyone into your inner world is a risk, one that could leave you depleted, hollowed out by their endless need. To survive, to thrive, means learning to say no, to close doors without apology. It takes strength to walk away, to deny access to those who feel entitled to your energy. They don't understand the fortress you've built, the walls that protect the parts of you that are sacred. They will try to guilt you, to shame you, to demand what they have no right to. But that's the nature of those who take. They believe the world owes them something. Your energy, your life, is not theirs to claim. The power lies in recognizing that, in knowing that you owe nothing to those who only come to consume and leave destruction in their wake. People who drain your energy rarely come with a warning. They slip in under the guise of friendship, of love, of connection, whispering sweet words to earn your trust. But soon enough, their true intentions are revealed. They leave you feeling less, burdened, tired. They never give back what they take, and your spirit becomes heavy, dragged down by the weight of someone else's chaos. Protecting your energy means recognizing this pattern, means stopping the drain before it becomes a flood. It's about preserving what makes you strong, what makes you whole. Your energy is your essence, a flame that keeps you alive in this dark and treacherous world. To give it freely to those who have not earned it, to those who only wish to feed off of it, is to weaken your defenses. Some people do not come to help you grow, but to bask in your light, to take and take until there is nothing left. They do not come to uplift, but to weigh down. When you learn to protect your energy, you understand that some connections are more harmful than any weapon, more draining than any storm. The most dangerous people are not those who strike openly, but those who sneak in quietly, who pretend to care while slowly pulling from your reserves. They leave you feeling confused, lost, wondering how something so beautiful turned so toxic. You realize too late that your energy was wasted on someone who never deserved it, someone who saw your light and wanted it for themselves. You cannot get those moments back, but you can learn. You can become more guarded, more selective, more ruthless in who you allow into your life. This is how you survive in a world full of takers. There is a quiet power in refusing to engage, in cutting off access to those who drain you. To walk away without explanation, to protect your energy without guilt, is an act of rebellion, an act of self-preservation. Some will call you cold, will say that you have changed, that you have become guarded. But walls are built for a reason, to keep what is valuable safe from those who do not appreciate it. Your energy is not for everyone, and there is a beauty in knowing your worth, in understanding that not everyone is worthy of your light. The ones who drain your energy never expect you to walk away. They become so accustomed to feeding off your strength that they are stunned when you finally cut them off. Your quiet departure is a shock to their system, a wake-up call that they never saw coming. They believed you would always be there, always giving, always sacrificing your peace for their chaos. But when you left, when you closed that door and took your energy with you, it left a void they cannot fill. They are haunted now, left to grapple with their own emptiness. Protecting your energy means embracing the darkness within, the side of you that has no time for nonsense, for leeches, for manipulators. It means understanding that self-preservation is not weakness, but strength, that cutting ties is sometimes the only way to stay strong. The world is full of people who will try to take what you have, who will latch on and refuse to let go. But you are not obligated to sacrifice yourself for them. Your energy, your spirit, is for those who deserve it. You can't change someone who doesn't see an issue with their actions. Some people live in a world of their own making, a realm where their choices never have consequences, where their behavior is always justified in their eyes. They move through life with blinders on, never pausing to reflect, never daring to face the damage left in their wake. To them, they are always the hero of their story, always the victim when things go wrong. They twist reality to fit their narrative, painting themselves as blameless. Trying to change someone like that is a futile exercise, a wasted effort. You can scream, you can plead, but they are deaf to the language of accountability. They walk through life oblivious, convinced that their actions are justified, that their choices are pure. To expect change from them is to hope for a storm in a drought, to wait for a miracle that never comes. They believe their own lies, feed on their own delusions. And if you dare to challenge that illusion, you become the enemy. They see no issue in their manipulation, their betrayals, their selfishness. And so, they will never change. The fault, in their mind, always lies elsewhere, with everyone but themselves. The world is flawed, not them. Their behavior needs no correction. People like this thrive on chaos, feeding off the energy of those around them, drawing strength from the turmoil they cause. They see no problem with draining you dry, with taking more than they give. They don't recognize the patterns, the hurt they inflict. And why should they? Their world revolves around them, and accountability is a foreign concept. Trying to change someone so deeply committed to their own innocence, is like trying to catch shadows. Impossible, fruitless. They cannot be fixed because they don't believe they are broken. The frustration of dealing with someone who sees no fault in their actions is suffocating. You pour energy into them, hoping to break through, hoping to make them see, only to be met with empty eyes, blank stares, and endless deflection. They never take ownership, never admit the role they play in the chaos of their own lives. Instead, they twist your words, make you doubt your own experience, make you question if the problem lies with you. It's a maddening cycle, a psychological labyrinth with no escape, until you realize that walking away is the only solution. You can't force someone to see the damage they cause if their entire existence is built on denial. They live in a carefully crafted fortress of excuses and justifications, and any attempt to dismantle that fortress is met with fierce resistance. The harder you try to change them, the more they dig in, the more they cling to their twisted view of reality. Some people are simply not ready to face themselves, not willing to confront the darkness within, and the sad reality is, they may never be. You have to learn when to stop trying, when to save yourself instead. Choosing to walk away from someone who refuses to change isn't easy. It feels like giving up, like admitting defeat. But in truth, it's the most powerful move you can make. You reclaim your energy, your peace, your sense of self. You choose to stop pouring life into someone who will never appreciate it, who will never reciprocate. You learn that self-preservation is not selfishness, but wisdom. And as you step away, you feel the weight lift, the burden of trying to fix the unfixable, finally slipping from your shoulders. You are free, and they are left behind, untouched by self-awareness. The most painful part is knowing that they will continue down their path, blind to their own faults. They will carry on, hurting others, refusing to change, leaving more broken hearts and shattered trust in their wake. But that is no longer your problem. Their choices are theirs to bear, their consequences theirs to face. You realize that your only responsibility is to protect yourself, to guard your heart, to never let someone's unwillingness to change destroy your spirit. Let them sink into their own darkness. Let them live with the life they've created. Walking away leaves them confused, angry, bitter. They don't understand why you stopped trying, why you chose yourself over them. They never saw the effort you poured in, the patience you exhausted. To them, you simply gave up. But what they fail to grasp is that you didn't leave because of a lack of love. You left because you had no more to give. You cannot save someone who doesn't want saving. They are left to sit in the emptiness of their own creation, left to wonder why everyone they touch eventually slips away. Some lessons are only learned through loss. As you walk away, you leave behind a void, a silence that echoes louder than any argument. It's a wake-up call they never expected. A sudden realization that maybe, just maybe, the problem was never everyone else. But by then, it's too late. You've moved on, and they are left with the ruins of their own choices. Some things that break your heart end up fixing your vision. Heartbreak is a violent teacher, shattering the world you thought you knew and leaving you standing among the ruins. It tears down illusions, forces you to see the cracks that were always there, but too easily ignored. That first crack in your heart feels fatal, a wound that can never be healed. But in the aftermath, when the initial pain begins to fade, something remarkable happens. Your eyes open wider, clearer. What once blinded you, love, loyalty, misplaced trust, loses its hold, and the fog that clouded your judgment finally lifts. You start to see people for who they are, not for who you wished them to be. Loss sharpens the senses. Where you were once blind to red flags, to whispers of betrayal, you now see everything in sharp relief. The betrayals, the lies, the selfishness, all of it becomes painfully obvious. It's like a veil has been lifted, like the world is suddenly painted in harsh, undeniable colors. What once felt comforting, what once provided a sense of security, now feels repulsive. Heartbreak does that. It strips away the false comfort of illusions and forces you to confront the uncomfortable, unfiltered reality of who people really are. And while the clarity stings, it also empowers. Broken hearts teach lessons that comfort never could. It's only through pain that you come to understand the depth of your own strength, the value of your own worth. You realize that you were bending, sacrificing, giving far too much to people who never deserved it. The clarity is brutal, but necessary. You learn to recognize the signs, to understand the patterns, to never again fall so easily for words over actions. What was once broken within you becomes the foundation for something stronger, something unshakable. Vision born of heartbreak is a gift wrapped in pain, but a gift nonetheless.